Good morning, students. Today we're going to start the new chapter, that is chapter 12, friction. It's one of the interesting chapter. Actually, in the previous chapter, we studied types of force and pressure. We studied about different types of forces. Even we studied what is frictional force. So what is frictional force? Frictional force means that force acting between two surfaces. Okay, it is a contact, one of the contact force. It acts between two surfaces, and also it is opposing force, opposite forces. It allows any object to stop the movement. Okay, you learned in the previous session. So what is meant by force of friction? Force of friction is a force which opposes the motion of an object over a surface. The force of friction acts between the object and the surface. Suppose one ball is rolling down, you think there is a surface which is two objects here. One is ball, then the second one is floor. Okay, so there is a force acting between these two objects, but it is opposite force. It's opposite force. Clear? Same like you are walking on the road. Okay, there is a force between your foot and the road. Clear? There is a force, but this force, it is opposite force, opposing force. Examples they given: a ball rolling on ground gradually slows down and comes to rest due to force of friction between the ball and the ground. Suppose there is no friction, means what will happen? The ball will be continuously, it is keep on moving, it will not stop, it never stop. Why it stops? Because of the friction between the ball and the ground. Okay, it's the opposite force. That force tried to stop the ball. If you stop pedaling by a bicycle, it gradually slows down and comes to a stop due to force of friction between the wheel and the road. Clear? So the same principle for bicycle also. If you want to stop, you can see that first it slow down, then after that slowly it will stop because of the force of friction between the wheel and the road. Okay, so force of friction is good. Otherwise, it will be keep on moving any object. You just put one pencil down or something, rolling on the floor or any table or something. You can see that the pencil first it will move, and after some time it will stop because of the friction. Otherwise, it will be keep on moving. Yes. Here you can see the example, same example as the bicycle. We told if you want to stop, after some time, first it will slow down, then slowly it will stop because there is a friction between the wheel and the road. Okay, it's opposite force. Same principle here, ball. I told the ball, it's rolling on the ground. After some time, it will stop. It will slow down, it will stop because of the friction between the ball and the ground. It is opposite force, opposite force. Okay, so here, so this is a pushing force, and this is the frictional force. It means both it is opposite. It is the opposing force. If you are pushing force from this side, this box or whatever it may be, it moves. Motion will be towards this side, but the frictional force will be opposite side. So you can see that opposing force, opposite force. The object is moving towards right side, means the force towards the left, it's opposite force. Clear? What are the factors affecting friction? Friction depends upon two factors. They are nature of the surfaces in contact, the smoothness of the surface. Second one is how hard the surfaces press together. Friction is less on a smooth surface. Okay, so it mainly depends upon two. One is nature of the surfaces in contact. I told the beginning also, I told a few examples. So there is a smooth surface and a rough surface. Rough surface always it gives more friction, but a smooth surface it gives less friction. That is the reason we may slip and fall. One example I told you on the marble or granite floor, and one is one concrete floor. If you're walking on the concrete floor, what will happen? You will not fall, you will walk slowly because there is a more friction. But if you are walking on the granite floor or marble floor, you can walk little more, speed will be more, but at the same time, there is a chances you may slip and fall because friction is very less. Okay. Even the second point, how hard the surfaces press together. Friction is less on a smooth surface. Clear? So here you see this is rolling on the sliding surface. You think it is coming very fast, but when it once it will come here, it will go very slow. Okay, suppose you think this is one glass piece. First, without removing, don't you remove this glass piece? You can put this round thing or one pencil or something. You can put from here. You can see that it is coming down. It will move. Sometimes it will come and stop here. In the second case, what you're supposed to do here, you keep this glass piece or some rough rough thing you keep, rough cardboard piece or something. Okay, here you can see it's coming, but here it will go, then it will stop, because always rough surface it gives more friction, smooth surface it gives less friction, and also the position how it is sliding one, this is flat one, it also depends upon these two. Same thing I told, the friction is more on a rough surface. The same example only given here. This is see here. Look at here. Yeah, this is a rough one. Friction is more on a rough surface. This is a smooth one. So from the sliding place, it's rolling and it will come and stop here. So it is going more distance. Okay, it's a little far. But in the second case, you see, here you see it's coming down and it goes little further in front and it immediately will stop, because this is a rough surface. So friction will be more. If there is more friction means slowly it will stop. Clear? So friction is more on a rough surface. Friction is more if the surfaces are pressed harder. Friction is less if the surfaces are not pressed harder. Okay, so here you see it's very heavy object. Suppose you want to move this object from here. Okay, heavy one box, you think heavy box, and down there is a friction between this box and the floor. The more weight, okay, there is a friction will be more. Here you see it's less, size also less, weight will be less, so here friction also will be little less. So you want to try to push this one. You are trying to push this from the side, you think you are pushing this, sometimes it will not move because there is more friction. You cannot, if there is a more friction, it will not move. Okay, then here you see friction is less if the surfaces are not pressed harder. Here you see this object also is not that much heavy object, you are trying to give force from this side, sometimes it will move little, it will move because friction will be little less compared to this case. Here friction will be more because of also the this heaviness of the object more. So it is press very hard, press very hard with the surface down floor. Here also it's pressing, it's not compared to this one, this is little less. So that is the reason this when you push it will not move because more friction. This when you push it little it may move because friction little less. Clear? So friction is more if the surfaces are pressed harder. Friction is less if the surfaces are not pressed harder. What are the causes of friction? Friction is caused due to the interlocking of irregularities between two surfaces in contact. What is the cause for friction? It is caused due to the interlocking. You know what is meant by interlocking? Interlocking of irregularities between the two surfaces in contact. You can see here, see. These are the two surfaces you think. Here it is interlocking. You can see that there are, you think it's like irregularities. Here it is interlocked. Okay, the same thing is happening here in friction. Okay, so there are two surface. Here you see one table and here one wooden piece or something. There is a friction between these two surface. What is the friction means? Nothing between. It's like a interlocking of irregularities. Clear? Friction is caused due to the interlocking of irregularities between the two surfaces in contact. Smooth surfaces have minute irregularities between the two surfaces, but rough surfaces have larger irregularities between two surfaces. Okay, so suppose it's a smooth surface, less irregularity, but there is a rough surface, there is more irregularities. Clear? Larger irregularities between the two surfaces. So force of friction is more if the surfaces are rough. So where is more friction? Friction is more in rough surface compared to smooth surface. What are the types of friction? There are three main types of friction. They are static friction, sliding friction, rolling friction. Which are the three types? Static friction. Static means it will not move. Static friction, sliding friction, and rolling friction. Static friction is a friction exerted on an object at rest. I told you just now, suppose there is one wooden box, bigger one, it will not move. There is a friction will be more. You are trying to pushing it. Heavy box, you think we are trying to pushing it, it will not move because there is more friction. Sliding friction is a friction exerted when an object slides over surface. Okay, sliding object, sees or any sliding thing you think. You can see that it's rolling on it, slowly sliding and coming down, but there is a friction will be there, but it will be less friction. Then a rolling friction is a friction exerted when an object rolls over a surface. The ball, it is rolling on the ground. Okay, rolling friction is the friction exerted when an object rolls over a surface. Sliding friction is slightly less than static friction. So static friction is more, then sliding friction, then rolling friction. So sliding friction is slightly less than the static friction. Rolling friction is less than sliding friction and static friction. So these are the three types of friction. So one is static friction. It means one object, it is static. It is not moving in one place. Okay, it kept it's a one wooden box or a heavy thing. It will not move because there is one friction. Sliding means there is any sliding object. I'll show you the figures. Yeah, here you can look at this. This box, this is a static friction. It's very heavy. There is a more friction between the wooden box and the floor. Okay, if you're trying to push also, it will not move. Static friction, here it will be more. Again, sliding. Sliding means there is a friction will be there, but compared to this is little less friction. And also this is also like sliding. And after that you think it's a rolling and going here. Rolling friction is a rolling and there is a very less friction compared to sliding and static friction. Clear? So here friction more, here friction less, here it will be very less. From here you think from the sliding, again it's a rolling or ball, you think it's rolling and going, rolling on the ground. So here it will be very less friction, but after some time it will stop because of the friction. Friction is sometimes useful. Friction is useful for many of our daily activities. Friction between the feet and the ground help us to walk on the ground. Okay, why we can walk on the ground? Because of the friction between our feet and the ground. Suppose there is no friction, always we will fall down, we will slip and fall. Because of the friction, without falling, we can walk. Second, it is possible to write with a pen or pencil on a paper due to friction. Okay, school. At home, you are using pen or pencil for writing on a paper. You can do that because of the friction between the paper and the pen or the pencil. There is no friction means it will slip. You will not able to write on this paper. Clear? It is possible to write with a pen or pencil on the paper due to friction between the pen or pencil and the paper. It is possible to write on a blackboard. Teachers are writing on the blackboard due to friction between the chalk and the blackboard. Same thing, school also teachers are writing on the blackboard. You can see that why the teacher can write because of the friction between the blackboard and chalk. If there is no friction means it will slip. The teacher cannot able to write on the board. Friction between the tires and the road helps automobiles to move on roads. Okay, so there is a friction between the tire and the road. Because of that, they can move. Suppose you think there is no friction, very less friction, what will happen? It will slip and accidents will happen. Vehicle cannot move properly on the road. Okay, so friction between the tires and the road helps automobiles or vehicles to move on the road. Okay, less friction means it will slip and go in any side and accidents also will happen. Friction between the bricks helps in the construction of buildings. Okay, there is a friction between the bricks. It helps in the construction of buildings. So this friction, it is very useful in our day-to-day life or in our daily activities. Okay, you can see here, you can hold this because of the friction between glass and the hand. Here he can write because friction between the blackboard and the chalk. You can walk on the road because of friction between foot or feet and the road. You can write on the paper, friction between pen and paper. The vehicles are moving because of the friction between road and the wheel, a tire. Okay, construction places also, if there is a less friction, it will slip, it may move, it will not hold in one place. So because of that, you can construct things. So it's very useful in the daily life. Friction is sometimes undesirable, sometimes it is harmful also. Sometimes, most of the time it's very useful, but sometimes it is not useful. So also shows wear out due to friction. One thing, see, look, I'll show you the picture after here. Yes, you can see here. Usually you will buy the shoe or chappal or something, slippers. After wearing, you can see that it will wear out. Okay, what is the reason? Because of this friction, this force between these two, it will happen. So it is not good. So soles of shoes wear out due to friction. Second, tires of bicycles and automobiles wear out due to friction. We told the friction is good at the same time. It is not good also, because good means in one way the vehicle want to move in proper way without accidents we need. But what will happen is bicycles, automobiles wear out the tire you can see, or wheel you can see that it will wear out due to friction. Steps of staircases and foot over bridges in railway stations wear out due to friction. Steps of staircases and foot over bridges in the railway stations wear out due to friction. Then knives and razors lose their sharp edges due to friction. So they lose their sharp edges. So at the same time, it's useful at the same time because of the friction, they lose the sharp edges due to friction. These are all disadvantages of friction. Okay, you can see here all these examples. Clear? Because of the friction it's happening, you will not fall, but at the same time it wear out. Here the wheel you see, after some time you can see that this wheel will wear out. Even here you see the staircase, you are getting the grip because of the friction you can walk. But you when here because too much friction, what will happen? Continuous friction, here also it will wear out. Same thing here, knife edge. Suppose you are cutting vegetables, because of the friction between this edge and vegetable, you can cut. Okay, without slipping, you can cut the vegetables, but after continuous you will use, what will happen? Here this sharp edge, it will go. This all are the advantages of frictional force or friction. Thank you, students.